The 18th and 19th centuries saw a flourishing of scholarship in a variety of fields that seemed to call into question many traditional assumptions about the Bible. Geological discoveries suggested that the Earth was far older than previously thought, and provided no clear evidence of a universal flood having occurred in the last few thousand years, if ever. Zoologists and botanists were finding there to be far too many species to have fit on Noah's Ark. Archaeological expeditions in the Holy Land were unearthing evidence that called into question the veracity of certain biblical accounts of certain historical events. The liberal response was to seek ways to accommodate traditional faith to these new discoveries, which sometimes required a substantial reconsideration of how Scripture might continue to serve as an authority. The most extreme liberals began to call into question the accuracy of much of the biblical witness, treating accounts of divine action and miracles, for instance, as nothing more than ancient myths. That is, fanciful stories told in Scripture to teach important moral lessons. For many other believers, however, even the slightest liberal accommodation was viewed as an outright rejection of the authority of Scripture, and therefore a complete betrayal to Christian faith. To question the Bible's accuracy in any one particular matter was to question its reliability altogether. Also, of grave concern to them, the methods of interpretation utilized by liberals were being used by the critics of Christianity to argue for the outright rejection of the faith. Fundamentalism was a movement that arose to counteract these perceived threats by reaffirming certain traditional beliefs as absolute fundamentals of Christian faith, including chiefly the complete inerrancy of the Bible, i.e., that the Bible is completely without error. Fundamentalists also understood biblical inerrancy to require the outright rejection of any scientific accounts of natural phenomena, which seemed to conflict with Scripture. Chief among these accounts was Darwinism, which, in positing that all life had developed over countless eons as a result of natural processes, appeared to be in direct conflict with Genesis, Scripture which they believed clearly taught that the universe came into being over a period of 6 days as a result of purely supernatural causes. A core tenet of fundamentalism, then, was the outright rejection of Darwinism.